Okay, you guys have already watched two tutorials, one on how to import and one on how to use your keyboard shortcuts. I'll refresh really fast. Keyboard shortcuts that you want to pay attention to are I for in point, O for out point, J to rewind, K to pause, L to fast forward, spacebar to play and to pause. Again, I for in point, O for out point, J to rewind, L to fast forward, K to pause, spacebar to play, and to pause. Okay, so as I was telling you guys earlier, I was really big on color coding, and so I've just randomly selected a few clips here. I did colors for this example. So what you'll have in broadcast journalism classes is you'll be asked to make a sequence or a timeline, depending on whichever language you're accustomed to. What we have is we have this first clip that we trimmed. We're going to pull it up right quick of the weights, and we made a 6-second clip, 3 seconds. Go down here to the next one. We made a 6-second clip, 4 seconds. And then we go down to number 34, and we made a, how long was this? This was 7 seconds. We made it a 1 second, 1 frame. So we want to put all these together. A lot of people have different philosophies on how they want to start a timeline or a sequence. The way I do it is to think of it as matching a car with tires. You're not going to put a pickup truck's tires on a Toyota Camry, and you're not going to put a Toyota Camry's tires on a Z71 pickup truck. So we can do multiple things. You can see here, drop media here to create a sequence. We can click and drag and then drop, and we have a sequence. One thing I haven't showed you guys yet is the Command Z button. Command Z undoes. You can hit Command Z, or you can go File, Edit. Undoes takes away a mistake. We all make mistakes with editing. If I hit Command Z again, you will see here my sequence goes away. So bye-bye sequence, drop media to create a sequence here. So let's say another way we can do it. We can click and hold, and you will see in our project folder, we have a couple icons. We have a finder, a new bin or a folder, new item, and clear delete. I prefer to make sequences based on new items. So we're going to click and we're going to drag, and we're going to release. And now it made a sequence. And one thing that you guys should understand whenever you're dealing with video is the dimensions. The frame rate. I've already discussed the frame rate, but the first frame rate is very, very important. It's 2997. Now, if I asked everybody what HD video is, you'd probably look at me like I was crazy. HD video is 1920, where it's 1920 pixels wide and 1080 high. What a lot of students have been doing is, and I'm doing this as an example to show you guys what you've done wrong. We're going to take this clip here, and we're going to say make a new sequence. I'm clicking on the piece of paper, and I'm going new sequence. And you have all of these lovely options to make a sequence with. But what you guys should not have to worry about what this is at your level. But we're just going to do this. And we're going to put this clip in here. We're going to keep the existing settings. But you can see where that's not the actual clip. See the difference? We're going to go ahead to where the very beginning is, and you can see where the weights are behind them. What we did was this sequence here, this clip, is 1920 by 1080. This one is 720 by 480. So you're trying to put this big picture in a smaller picture. That is why I do the make new sequence based on my clip settings. So we're going to go back up here. It's time for us to make a sequence. So we're going to use this first clip that's red. We're going to click it and we're going to drag it. We're going to go back to the piece of paper. We now have a clip in our sequence. Our very first clip is right here. It's named after, the sequence is named after our first clip, and you can see it in the project. Now we're going to go over back to our program, and we're going to see that I was talking about color coding, where this sequence is now green. Well, you can see the difference in the icons. It's a little bit of a film strip, a little bit of green audio meters. I'll get to that in a bit. But you can see the sequence. What we're going to do is we're going to click the icon and we're going to drag it to the color to get it out. So if you collapse your project, you can now see this. Well, I don't want this named 0008. So I'm going to click it, right click it, and we're going to go rename. And then we're going to say BJP voiceover, because that's what we're about to do, tutorial. You can see how it made it here. So what you're doing is you're making a voiceover. You're making a sequence that you're not worried about the audio. You're just putting your clips together. So you see how small this is right here? I have all this extra space that I don't need. You can hit your Z key and zoom in, or you can hit the backslash key on your keyboard and it will make your timeline window large enough for you to be able to see everything you've done. So let's say I want to get those other 3 clips I did. And I got 08 and I've got 015. And I'm losing it again, so we're going to hit the backslash key again. And then we're going to hit we're going to drag this other clip in. And now we have a lovely 8-second clip. Well, let's say I want to make this about 20 seconds. I'm randomly grabbing clips now and putting them on there. You can see the red clips are clips that I've already edited, and the blue clips I have not. So we're just going to go from here. I'm muting this on the voiceover track, or on our timeline for right now, just so you guys don't have to worry about the audio. Okay, so as you can see, I have made a sequence now based on what's going on in the weight room. My timeline starts at 0, but if I hit my down arrow key, I go ahead to 42 seconds and 20 frames. As I said at the beginning, I only want this to be 20 seconds. Multiple ways of doing that. We're going to move by using the up arrow key to this first clip right here. We can see in our timeline, we are at the marker of 8 seconds and 5 frames. If I hit the down arrow key, now I'm at 3 seconds and 5 frames. Well, let's say we want to make this only 4 seconds. And you can see my next clip started. If I hit the left arrow, I go back to the clip in the weight room. If I hit the right arrow, I go back to the clip inside the practice facility. So what we can do is we can click on it. And I said I wanted this clip to be 4 seconds. Well, it started at 8 seconds. So if I type in 12:00, it takes me to the 12-minute mark. But my cursor's here, nothing to do. I told you guys earlier about in and out points. You can set in and out points with no problem in here, but for now I'm going to show you how to razor blade. If you hit C on your keyboard and watch right here in my tool palette, the razor blade got selected. If I'm matching it up and I just hit a razor blade, I'm cutting what I don't want. Then I go back to V. You can see how my cursor is now lit up. I can click what I don't want. I hit delete. I hit delete again, and now I've gotten rid of that 1 second of video. I go down to the very end of my clip. I'm at 41 seconds and 15 frames. So I've already taken a minute off. I've got 19 seconds and 15 frames left to go before I get to my 20-second mark. That was one way of showing you guys how to do it. Another way you can do it is let's click on our clip. Now you see how I clicked on the 53 MTS and it went up here to my source monitor? Well, what that said was I'm not editing in the program, I'm editing in the source. And you can see here where the clip was 6 seconds. Let's go back to the in and out points. This was a 6-second clip. We only want this little bit here of the ceiling. So we're going to stop it about right here. We're going to hit our out point. Now watch what happens in my timeline. I'll do that again in case you guys didn't see. This clip right here, I hit O, and it made that clip smaller. But I want to expand it a little bit. So we're going to expand it to right here. We're going to hit O again for resetting my out point. Keeps on adjusting. I can go up here at the beginning. My clip is starting right here whenever I started recording, but I can see it's 2 seconds and 11 frames. I want this clip 2 minutes, so I am moving my cursor to my arrow keys to the right, setting my out point. I'm exactly 2 minutes. You can see where it took off. This dead space here, as you can see me hovering my mouse at, that's bad. But what you can do is you can click the clip and drag it around. You can put this one here, you can put this one here, put that there, we're going to put this here. You can move it around. But one problem that a lot of people don't see is you have these two icons, snap and linked selection. If I hit snap and see how it's not lit up in blue, it won't snap to my clips. It's wanting me to override it. We don't want that. If I hit linked, it's delinking my audio and video to where I can do something like this, and it says my audio and video are off by 1 second. So make sure that you have your link selections on. I want to get back to how my clip originally was before it was linked, so I'm hitting Command Z. I'm hitting my linked button. I'm good again. These dead spaces here, all we do is we hit the dead space, we hit delete. Dead space, delete, dead space, delete. I want this clip to stay here for now. So we're going to do 2 more clips of using the razor blade and using the in and out point in our source monitor. So we have a clip here, starts at 15:05 and ends at 24:19. So that's almost a 10-second clip. We're going to find the best 10 seconds. So let's get this one here. We're going to razor blade. So I'm hitting C, watch my razor blade tool. I hit C. Now I want to fast forward 5 seconds. You can do your JKL keys, you can use the cursor, or you can do time code in this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to reset my razor blade. I'm going to hit the V key on my keyboard, or I'm going to hit the cursor. And then I'm going to hit the up arrow. If you ever have a problem like I just did where you can see how the thin blue line is selecting the tool palette, just click in your window you want to work with and it activates the keyboard. I want to go back to the very beginning. My time code's at 16:28. I want to go 4 seconds. So I'm going to go about right here. It's not exact. I'm going to hit my C tool again, or actually I'm going to do C tool and I'll show you guys another one. I hit my C tool again. I hit V. I delete the stuff I don't want. Click delete, and then I'm good. We're going to do our in and out points on this one. So we're not going to use that clip. We're going to use this one because it's a little bit longer. Okay. So we're going to double click this here. I want my clip to start right here. I have an in point, so I'm going to select in for I, or I for in. I'm going to scrub forward a little bit. I'm going to hit O for out. I now have a 2-second, 28-frame clip. I want this at 3 seconds. I'm now at 3 seconds. It adjusted the clip here. I hit the out point. So you guys have seen how to do razor blade and how to do in and out point by using your source monitor. Show you a very, very, very easier way though too. Okay, so let's say we want to have this clip right here. Not long enough. We want to have this clip right here. Watch it through. We want to take the shot out of where the guy walked in. So I'm going to just use my left arrow key to go back. And this is my clip right here. If you have your V selection tool, if you hover your mouse over the end of the clip, you can see how I have this red and a little bit of an arrow. I can drag it and it snaps, which is why I said always have snap on, to the end of the clip. Let's say I want to start it when the guy comes up. I have my mouse hovered. I'm moving it to match where I want it. So basically what I did was I set an in and out point without having to touch the keys. Hit the dead spots, I'm back. We're going to do the same thing with this one. This clip right here is at 32 seconds and 4 frames, and it goes 36 seconds and 8 frames. I want this to be a 4-second clip. So I'm going to take off a little bit of time. See how I just have 36:04, 36:08, I just have that 4 seconds. I'm going to drag it there, and it's matched up. We're even just going to drag a little bit more there. And I move my mouse back. I'm at 21 seconds and 23 frames. Let's trim it a little bit more. Let's say we want to take 1 second off of this one, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to say we want to be here at 3 seconds. I hit enter. I hovered over the clip, brought it back, hit the dead spot. I go into here. I still need 23 frames off. So let's get fancy, and let's say we're going to take 23 frames off. We're going to go to the very end. I hit the down arrow key, so I'm at the out point. I'm going to hit my shift arrow key, and I'm going to go back 10 seconds. Or 10 frames, I'm sorry. See how it took a little bit of time off there? We're going to go to our beginning. We're going to take 10 frames off here. I have dead space, dead, dead. I'm hitting my down arrow key to the very end. I am three frames off. We're going to take it off of this. I'm hitting my left arrow key. 1, 2, 3. I'm moving it back over to sync. If I only have a 3-second gap, so I'm selecting these two clips to give me a little bit of extra, hitting the dead spot, deleting it, and I'm now at 20 seconds. So that is how to lay out a sequence. Now, this next tutorial, I'm going to show you guys how to properly do a voiceover, but you have an idea of how to edit from your timeline.